I'm back. I'm back. I apologize for earlier. I got into the parking garage and I lost signal. And so when I went and looked, at the video, I realized second. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. I'm also going to be going live on TikTok, so please excuse me in the beginning if I am going back and forth because I have you guys here on TikTok, and then I also have my YouTube audience. So just wanted to hop on and have a conversation because I was live on YouTube earlier. YouTube didn't want me to be great, and so it kept buffering my audio and my video. And then to make it worse, I went into the parking garage and completely lost signal with my audience. Y'all my family, so you know I had to come back and make it right. I couldn't leave my people hanging. So, but we gonna get into it tonight, y'all. I'm such a nerd. I'm up here on a Friday about to talk about this DBA. We're gonna get into this DBA, this doing business as, because the more and more I think about it, I know that it is something vitally important that needs to be done in order for us to, sort of start the process and getting some of this paperwork done and stop getting all of these crazy letters back from these companies and these banks, right? So, hey, TikTok, I got my YouTube audience in front of me and I have you all to my left. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. And I got some stuff to show y'all because I know you will appreciate this. See, because I've been reading and studying. What's going on with y'all over here? Let's see. Now, this is my first time going live on TikTok, so please bear with me. It's my first time going live on TikTok. I'm just trying to figure out how to use this. This is new to me. It is definitely new to me. Yeah, so come on in, pile in. We're gonna talk about this DBA, this doing business as. We're gonna get into it. And now for you guys on TikTok, I'm gonna be sharing my screen. So if you wanna see the screen share, you might wanna go over to YouTube. So Tamara T. Bush across all platforms. And it's my solemn duty to ensure that my people have the information that they need so that they can know how to properly assert themselves as a consumer. And going up against these companies, these large corporations that have been taken from us since we was born, right? And there's some things that we need to do that is pressing right now because y'all know darn well these people tripping. And I don't have that kind of time to be going back and forth with these people and them just taking advantage of us and just trampling all over us, right? So I'm gonna try to be very strategic in my approach because I know TikTok be banning people for telling the truth on this app. I got on this app. I've been on here for a little bit. YouTube audience, I've been on here for a little bit. But I wanted to just come on and just be quiet and just listen. I just wanted to listen because I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. I typically don't watch the news. We don't watch a lot of TV in my house at all, like at all. The only TVs that we have in my house is in the guest room, here in the office, and downstairs in the main room, in the main living room. So a lot of the things that I find out on either social media or from my mom, because my mom is like this. She's an avid researcher, y'all. When I tell you this lady, I've always considered her to be like the historian in my family. Yeah, she that woman. She the one that's gonna be sending me the article, sending me this. She'd be like, look at this. And I'm like, oh man, that's so good because she's always reading. She always reading, you know, different stuff that's going on in the world. So I appreciate her for bringing a lot of the things that I talk about to my attention, because I'm always so deep into my work and I'm so deep into my studying that a lot of the times I disconnect with what's going on around me. But I'm back into it. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right, y'all ready? Because we're about to get into it. So like I said, for the TikTokers, if you want to see the screen share, you might want to go over to YouTube. It's Tamara T. Bush on all platforms. But I'm about to get into why it is vitally important for us to go ahead and get this DBA done. There's some stuff in here, y'all, that I want to show y'all. Definitely want to show y'all. TikTok, put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me. I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. Put a 1 if you can hear me. I don't know how I'm supposed to see. Thank you so much. Okay, so I don't, oh, okay, so I can scroll. Okay, I got y'all. I got you. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. Let me get started. Gonna be good. And I want y'all to just, keep your thinking caps on and keep your learning caps on. The one thing that I realize is that no one can know any one thing. And me personally, I always lean on others to have a different area of expertise, because there's so much information out here to know. You can't know it all. And I'm glad that I don't have to know it all, because if I knew it all, that means that I would have to have all the answers. And I ain't got that kind of time. I do not have that kind of time. All right, so I don't know what state y'all are in. Definitely drop your city and states in the chat so that I know where you're watching from. I'm going to be reading from North Carolina General Statute because I'm in North Carolina. These laws apply to me. You may want to go ahead and look up these laws in the state where you reside to see how it applies to your specific situation. But it's always good to read up on everyday laws because they hide a lot of stuff inside the laws, y'all. Once you get into reading it, it's gonna take you back. But once you realize who you are, you're going to realize who they're speaking to when they're talking about certain things in these laws. I'm telling y'all, there is power in knowing definitions. There's power in knowing definitions because reading is a lost art. You hear me say it all the time. There's a lot of hidden information inside of the definitions of the word, right? So I know that when I was in school, they taught us to read according to how paragraph is formed. They would say, read the full paragraph to get the context of the meaning of the message, right? But when you're reading legalese, when you're reading US Code, CFR, all of those types of laws, you literally have to know the definition of each word in order to get the full meaning of the sentence and how it's being relayed. Because if you go and read it based on what you think you know now, it's going to give you a completely different meaning. It's going to give you a completely different meaning. So we have to think like judges, lawyers, people who study the law. And a lot of people think that this doesn't apply to them because you're not a lawyer or you're not a judge or someone that is in the legal field. But I'm telling you, all of these laws apply to us. We just don't realize it because the way that it affects us translates into our everyday life. And because we think of it as being the norm, we don't think that there's anything, that we have to do because we have settled into our comfort in terms of everyday life because it's so routine to us, right? It's routine. It's routine. So because it's so routine, we think it's normal, but a lot of stuff that's going on ain't normal. It's not normal. All right, so let me share my screen. Let's see. I'll bring this over just to make sure. I keep seeing something happening over there, but I don't know what that is. It's this finger floating across the screen. Y'all gonna have to tell me what that is because I do not know what that means. Yeah, I can't. It's this little thing that's just pinching, like, it's trying to do tell me to do something, but I don't know exactly what it's telling me to do. Okay, so today I'm going to be reading from General Assembly of North Carolina, the Assumed Business Name Act. Now, when you think about how these laws are brought into existence, right? Everything started as an act. An act started with a bunch of men having a meeting of the minds, trying to figure this whole system out, right? So when you come across an act that's not codified, it's still law. And when I say codified, I'm speaking of an act that was turned into a statute. So codified is like the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which it is an act, but they codified it, meaning they broke it up into all these nice little different sections, making it easy for you to navigate through those laws. And then when they codified it, it helped to bring further meaning to the messages that they were trying to relay by writing these laws, right? So this is the Assumed Business Name Act. It's not codified, but it's still an act. You should be able to locate this in the state where you live, right? YouTube, I need for you all to make sure you're telling me that you can see my screen, because you know how I get. You know how I get. 1 second I'm good and 1 second I'm not. Wait, hold on. Let me go back over here. Let me just make sure, because I don't want them mad at me. YouTube, y'all gonna have to help me out. You know how I be having all these technology hiccups. All right, let's see. Where y'all at? I think I way. Where are y'all? All right, there we go. I think I can see myself. Okay. Okay, now I can see your comments. Okay, so bear with me, YouTube. Just rock with me for a second. Yes, I'm definitely gonna put the video up. I took down the video from earlier because it wasn't complete. And like I said, when I went back and looked at it, it wasn't even worth saving because it was so much. It was just completely buffering almost through the whole video from the time that I got out of the car. Yep. F is asking the next video, can you go over how to sue credit card companies for denials? Absolutely. I've seen people that do it but haven't comprehended it completely. And you're the only one that really brings everything down. Yes, I will definitely put that on the list of videos for you. Yep. Redding, California. Nice. I've been trying to get to the West Coast for years. I still haven't made it out there. All right, y'all, let me get started. Okay. So we're going over the Assumed Business Name Act. I'm just going to read the first section of this, and then we're going to talk about it. So for y'all that are over on TikTok, just go ahead and do a search for Assumed Business Name Act, and you want to look for it for your specific state, because you want to basically know how this applies to you. You know, I know that there's a lot of federal laws out there, but because this law hasn't been codified yet, meaning it's not been made federal, each state gets to decide how they govern this issue, right? Okay. So we're going to start at section, the statement of purpose. The purpose of this article is to afford the public a means of ascertaining the real name of the persons engaging in business in the state under an assumed business name. Okay, so let's stop right there because I want to break this down. Let me just read that first section again. The purpose of this article is to afford the public a means of ascertaining the real name of persons engaging in business in this state under an assumed business name by requiring those persons to register the assumed business name as provided in this article. Okay, so the one thing that I want to point out in this paragraph is that it says the real name of persons. Okay, so who are they talking about when they say the real name of persons? So you know how when I did the other D.B.A video, and probably another video that I did on TikTok, I was trying to create a visual of the difference between the public and the private. I was trying to create a visual. And so this first sentence just further reiterates the separation between the real person and the legal person. Because it says right here, the purpose of this article is to afford the public a means of ascertaining the real name. So this, when I look at the real name, this tells me that there's an individual doing business that is doing business under a name that is not their own. Right? Someone doing business under a name that's not their own. Hey, Tiara. Hey, Carmen. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dallas, Texas in the house. Yeah, I'm thinking about coming out there. We'll see. We'll see. I've been trying to get out to Texas for a while too. All right. This tells me that they're talking to someone who isn't doing business under their real name. Okay, so the surname and the given name. The surname, given name. And this is what I went over in the D.B.A. video. This is what I went over in the D.B.A. video, right? So I explained that the surname is your family name that was given to you or that you inherited at birth, right? This is the name that you had before you were even born. This is your family name. It either comes from your mother's side or your family side, whoever side, is still your family name, right? Your given name are the names that were given to you at birth, probably mom, dad, or auntie, someone named you. So those were the names given to you at birth. So your name consists of the surname and the given name, and that is your real name. It says the real name of persons. The real name of persons. The surname, given name is your real name, right? Surname, given name is your real name. Now, engaging in business, just break the sentence down. The real name of the person's engaging in business. I said before that that commerce is foreign to the natural person, right? So let me break down the term commerce because I want to just make sure that we're all on the same page. And this is what I was saying earlier on the other video. Commerce just means buying and selling of goods and services that retain value. That's all commerce is. So you do commerce every single day when you go out into the world, when you go to buy gas, when you go to the grocery store, when you go to do anything at all, that's considered commerce. It's just the buying and selling of goods. So when I say to you that commerce is foreign to the natural person, what I'm saying to you is that in order for you to even conduct commerce, you have to have a legal representative in order to do that. Because every entity out here that's trying to do business with you, buy and sell with you is a foreign entity. It's a corporation. It's a legal fiction. It's not a natural person. A natural person can go and take an oath, put your hand up to God, swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. A natural person can walk into the UPS store and get a document notarized. The natural person is the only person on the face of the earth that actually has a very unique thumbprint, a very unique signature. You are a one-of-a-kind original manifestation of God's love. There's only one of you, just one. There will never be another you, ever. And because of those characteristics, that makes you a natural person. You are skin, you are flesh, right? Your skin is real. Your flesh is real. You have emotions, right? You have a name. You have hair. You have all of the things that makes up a real person, a natural person. So when they're speaking about ascertaining the real name of persons, they're speaking about you. They're talking about you. And that is evidenced by your certificate of live birth. And I probably should have grabbed it. I should have grabbed it for y'all so that I can show y'all. But I went over this in one of my other videos on YouTube. And I showed you my birth certificate, the certificate of live birth, the birth certificate, and how it's two different documents, right? The certificate of live birth, especially the long form, gives it gives a full description of the baby, right? The weight, the height, the time you were born, who your parents are, what their information is. The certificate of live birth is sort of like the book entry record of your birth at the county level. Right. I don't know if any of you have ever gone down and gotten anything recorded at the Register of Deeds or whatever they call it in your state. When you look at that document, it has a book and page number at the top on the seal. That's what the certificate of live birth is. It is a book entry into the record of the birth of the natural baby, the natural person. All right, y'all following me? Hi, Zelma. I'm glad you got the notification. I felt so bad I got your email. I was like, listen, let me just say this. I promise you all that I'm gonna get on a regular schedule. Y'all have been so good to me. Because TikTok, let me tell you, I'll be popping up on YouTube. When I know that I need to talk about something again, I'm like, oh, I need to get on YouTube. But it'd be so random. And I know that they so through with me. I know y'all through with me. I'm sorry. I know that y'all are just so through with me, but I promise y'all I'm gonna get it together. I owe y'all that much, and I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Right, so ascertaining the real name of the persons. So anytime that I say natural person, I'm talking to you. I put a call out to all my natural persons to come and study with me because we really legit got work to do. We really, really, really got work to do, y'all. And we don't have time to play around, right? We don't have time to play around. But the reason why the point that I'm trying to make is so important is because I need for y'all to know who you are. We need to know who we are. We are not these people that they created, these fictions. We are not that. We're not that. But because we have not, because we're incompetent, and being incompetent is just means that you don't know. It's not a derogatory term for people who may think it is. It just means that you don't know, right? It just means you don't know, which is okay. It's okay that you don't know, right? I see. Yeah, it's okay that you don't know, but you will soon be competent. Let me just say that. You will soon be confident. So what I was saying is that we're incompetent, so we have not taken the necessary steps to take control of our legal person. We think that we are the legal person, the one that holds all the obligations. The legal person is someone that they created so that they could push the obligation onto them. We're the natural person. We're coming in as the secure party to secure the legal person, to take control of the legal person as an agent. As an agent. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah, we lack the knowledge. It's as simple as that. But I'm here to provide clarity. That's what I do. I give clarity. As clarity comes to me, and I really sit and I think about it and I study more and more and more and I pray, I gain more clarity every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Plus, y'all know that I've always spoken about the fact that I have mentors. I still have mentors and I have coaches. Because the thing of the matter is that, when you're on a certain path, you have got to make sure that you do everything with integrity. Everything. everything. You got to make sure that you do everything with integrity. And you got to make sure that the information that you're providing is accurate, because I don't want to mislead people. So I have to make sure that I study so that I know what the heck I'm talking about. we got to fall back in love with reading and studying, like, no lie, because it's to a point where our life literally depends on it, and we really can't afford to F around anymore. Y'all, I've been talking all day. I've been on the phones. Whew, when I tell you, it's been a long day. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. Okay, so ascertaining the real name of a person. So that is you. I want you all to put a 3 in the chat if you have any questions about what I just described, because I cannot move on until I know for sure that everybody on this live understands the concept of what the difference is between a natural person and a legal person. All right, so put it in the chat. We're gonna sit here for a second because I need all of the responses to come in. I need for everybody who is watching me on TikTok, everybody who is on YouTube, to put a yes in the chat if you understand the concept and the difference between the natural person and the legal person. Please let me know. Okay. Come on, YouTube. Trying to see if it'll tell me how many people are on. Okay, I see the yeses. Okay, good. Yes, I love it. I love it. Okay, good. This is good. Okay, that's good. Okay, and we good over here. Yes, 100%. Okay, so when I say natural persons, okay, now y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay, so to follow this sentence along, it says engaging in business in this state under an assumed business name. Okay, so let's stop right there. So now that you know that you're the natural person, the next question should be, who are they trying to communicate with when I get a bill in the mail? Or who do they have me documented as when I go to sign an agreement? Okay, let me roll it back. Okay, so I need some answers in the chat. What name does the natural person have? What type of name does the natural person have? I need answers. I know it should. Thank you so much for that, Betty Butter, but Better Body Crew. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to see how many people were on. Come on, y'all. We need full participation because I just want to make sure that everybody is getting this. Okay, so my second question is, in reference to a natural person, a real person, what's your name? What type of name do you have? What type of name do you have? The natural person. The natural person. Okay. Yes. Come on, TikTok. Come on, y'all. Keep it coming. Okay, so some of the answers that are on YouTube. A lot of people are saying the surname given name. I see family name in there. I see surname, family name. I see fictional. Okay, these are great. These are great. These are actually really good answers. Okay, so what we got over here? Come on, y'all. Tell me what's going on. Natural living name. I see the trustee, straw man. Okay. Surname, given name. Okay. Now I needed to roll it back to that point because the natural person has a surname and a given name. For those of you that have passports, and I think I went over this on one of my YouTube videos. Yep, the surname, given name. A natural person has a surname and a given name. So it's very important that we remember that point, right? Okay, so on one of my other videos, I was talking about the passport. For y'all to have your passport, when you look at your passport, this is my son's passport. So when you look at your passport, the very first line says surname, and then it has your last name in that place, right? The very next line says the given name, and then it says the United States of America, and it has your birth date, your state, the date it was issued, and the date it expires, right? So the surname, you're identified as the natural person on your passport. This is probably one of the only documents that refers to you in your proper capacity or by your proper family name. Is the passport. This represents the natural person, this passport. This represents the natural person. This also gives you jurisdiction in all 50 states, right? Doesn't this give you jurisdiction in all 50 states? So the passport and the natural person with the surname, given name is private. It's private. This is why this document says the United States of America and not the United States. We're talking about two totally different things. The United States of America is the republic. United States Corporation is just a corporation. It's literally just a piece of paper. That spans what, 10 square miles of the District of Columbia. So this is the only document, unless you have another nationality where you have other documented identification. For the US, this is going to be the one thing that identifies you as a real person, a natural person with a surname and a given name. So when you open up your passport, there's a place in here for you to write the address. And the passport, they tell you, it's in the instructions. It says, for your protection, complete the information requested below using pencil. Please keep these entries up to date. It says, list the bearer's address in the United States. That's what it says. That's part of the reason why they want you to write it in pencil is because, like I said before, you have jurisdiction in all 50 states. You have jurisdiction in all 50 states. A natural person is not a resident. A resident is a legal term. Natural person has a place of abode. Your place of abode can be wherever you want it to be. That's why you're writing it in pencil on your passport, because they know that it could potentially change. Are y'all following? Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Michelle. She was like, forget that. I need to see the screen share. I know that's right. I know that's right. Get this information. Definitely get the information. Okay. Okay, so let's revisit this first question because I want to make sure that you all fully understand this concept, right? So I'm going to take it back to the original question and I want y'all to answer again based on this new information. Where's my charger? Hold on, y'all. Like I saw my phone, it said 22%. I'm like, oh no. What's going on? Okay. Hold on. All right. And TikTok, I got beef with y'all because y'all ain't even tell me that my lips was chapped the other day. Y'all supposed to just give me some warning or let me know something. Y'all ain't even say nothing. Y'all dirty. Y'all didn't even tell me that I had that my lip was split. Y'all know y'all wrong for that. You was wrong for that. You don't even tell me. I was like, whatever. I said, let me go give me some lip balm. But if y'all go back and look at all my videos, my lips be chapped. I don't know why my lips be so chapped. It's crazy. All right. Okay. So where do we leave off? Okay, so the purpose of this article is to afford the public a means of ascertaining the real name of persons engaging in business. Okay, so back to the natural person. And my second question was, what type of name does a natural person has? And most of you responded surname, given name, right? Most of y'all responded surname and given name. So surname, given name is your family name. Your family always comes first. What they did is they took your family name and they converted it to a last name. They did that. And they took it and created a legal name from your surname and your given name. And they created this legal person, which a lot of people like to call straw man. That's what they did. So if you're telling me that I'm a natural person with skin, feelings, eyelashes, hair, that's walking around, right, with a surname and given name, then why does my name, or what I thought was my name, appear in the wrong order on documents and when signing contracts? That's all I'm trying to get everybody to see, is that that's not you. That's somebody else. That's somebody else. But the problem is we can't get remedy because we keep thinking that that's us. That's not you. That's not you. That's not you. Because it says right here on the document, it says names of the real names of persons engaging in business in the state under an assumed business name. Okay. So technically what they did is they went and they created a business that appears to be you, but it's not you. They took it and turned it into a fictional entity that you thought was you, right? So because you thought this was you, you were out here doing business under the legal name, which means that you were doing business under a name that was not your own, because that's not your name. Because what does it say? No, actually, go back to the post that I made on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I had it. Um, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's exactly what the post said. It says that it's basically saying that it requires you to register the name that you're doing business under. Do y'all get that concept of the assumed business name? That legal name is not your name. What they did is they took it and they turned it into a first name, middle name, last name. You have a surname and a given name. One is private, one is public. That's it. All right, put a yes in the chat if y'all got that point. Put a yes in the chat. You're talking about two different people. Now, if you start looking up some of these definitions, like if you go and look up the definition of person, if you go and look up the definition of citizen, if you go and look up the definition of resident, these are all legal terms that's related to the public side. It's related to the legal person. That's foreign to you. You're a natural person in control of a legal person. You are the agent controlling the legal person. You are the beneficial owner of the legal person bearing the account, right? Because we all know that it's an account. Talking about the Social Security account, y'all know what account I'm talking about. So y'all gonna have to listen. Let me tell you, y'all just This is new to me over here, right? I'm good on YouTube, but this is new to me over here on TikTok. So I don't really know too much about the terms and conditions and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to put it in the comment and tell me, oh no, don't say that. Don't say that. Give me a heads up. All right. Okay, so everybody understands the last point that I made. Surname, given name, first name, middle name, last name is two totally different things. The legal person bears the first name, middle name, and last name. What they have done is that they have taken your surname and they turned it into a last name. They took it and put it on the back. Okay. Cool. Okay, y'all cool over here too. Good. All right, so let me look at some of these questions over here because I see a lot going on in this chat. Y'all is litty over here. Y'all is lit. What is going on? Yes, Carmen. She said, yes, I'm here with my man. We are learning daily and appreciate so much. I appreciate you too. Let's see. West Texas in the building. Peace, guys and goddesses. I love it. Righteous Rage. Hello, I'm new to your channel and your channel and TikTok page. Appreciate you sharing this info. You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Jennifer Jordan says, I have only a certificate of live birth and I had it authenticated at the state and federal level. Okay, so this comes up a lot with this authenticated birth certificate. It actually comes up a lot. It comes up a lot. Anytime that word comes up, I just pull up the UCC. Let's see. If you Google UCC with the word authenticated, it's going to take you to the definition of what authenticated is, right? It's going to take you to UCC 9-102, and then you just scroll down because the definition is there. Y'all let me know over here if you can see UCC 9-1-1-102. Hi, D'Amico. Oh my God, it's like a party in the chat. That's what's up. Y'all funny. All right, so let's scroll down. I need y'all to let me know though if you can see. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna scroll down to authenticate. All right, so now remember we're in UCC 9-102 definitions. It says authenticate means to sign or with present intent to adopt or accept a record, to attach to or logically associate with the record an electronic sound, symbol, or process, right? That's what authenticate means. That just means that you sign it. I'm big on definitions now that I've been studying the right way, because before I didn't study the right way. But now that I'm big on looking up definitions, when someone says to me that, oh, I need to get my birth certificate authenticated, I'm like, where in the code does it say that you have to get your birth certificate authenticated in order for it to be, it's already an authenticated record. An authenticated record has a signature with 2 witnesses and a seal. That's, your birth certificate is already authenticated. When you go to the Department of State website, it says that it's for travel purposes only. But for some reason, people still is pressed about getting this birth certificate authenticated. Like, I'm looking at what the definitions are, like what the code actually say. So it don't say nothing in there about getting anything authenticated in order to do what I'm explaining, what I'm going to be explaining how to do over a period of time, because it ain't all going to be on here. today. All right, I gotta get to the point that I'm trying to get to, y'all. What are y'all saying over here? Okay. Oh, that print is small. Let's see. Status correction is the beginning of taking control. Yep. Hi, I was just taking, what does that say? Hi, I was just talking to my 80-year-old mom last PM. Hi, how are you? This is what I've kind of learned. How we get to the account. Yes, I will be getting to that, but it won't be today. We are giving the straw man power. You're taking control of the straw man. It's similar to think of it like this. It's the same way that you sign on behalf of your LLC or your corporation today. Uh, People really should be very cognizant of the way that they sign documents, and that's why I made the post that I made before on TikTok. I said, "How are you signing?" Because a lot of the times we don't. We sign a blanket. We do a blank endorsement, and we don't realize how exposed we are when we don't endorse, when we don't make a qualified endorsement on a document. When we don't properly endorse our documents, it leaves us open to liability. If you have an LLC, and well, the LLC is already causing you to take on the majority of the liability in your business, and on top of that, it's a disregarded entity with the IRS. So if you have an LLC and you're just signing your name, you're literally just telling them on paper, you're basically saying the quiet part out loud, accepting full responsibility for anything that goes wrong with that agreement or that contract or anything. And you're actually giving them permission to come back and sue you because you didn't protect yourself in the way that you signed the document. So when you sign anything, when I say anything, receipts, when you go to the store, that whatever it is that you do every single day, because remember, you are out here in commerce, you're buying and selling goods that hold value. So everything is a contract. Every single thing is a contract. So if you're learning this information now, and you think at some point down the line you're going to be trying any sort of remedy, it all starts at the initial transaction with that company. So we got to get in check the way that we sign our documents and not just scribble on a blank endorsement, not having, hindsight to know at some point we're going to try to go after these people for some sort of remedy. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So everything starts right now. Everything starts today. Everything that you do, it starts today. If you intend on getting any sort of remedy, and I'm talking about like stuff that you wouldn't even think about, like, going to the department store and charging up and buying some clothes and everything that you do every day, even when you go to the grocery store. When you go to the grocery store. Because when we start getting into these acts, especially like the Seller Goods Act, y'all will find out legally nobody can sell you anything that's over $25 if you don't have a written agreement signed by both parties. So I'm telling y'all, whew, that means that you can begin to save your receipts, all of your receipts, bundle them together, because you're going to be sending them things back in. Once you learn about the Seller Goods Act, these is laws. It's not stuff I'm making up. You can go and read it for yourself. It says it right in there, the Seller Goods Act. Right. So back to my point, because I don't want to go on a rant. Right. Authenticate. Where present intent to adopt or accept a record, to attach or to logically associate with the record of an electronic sound symbol or process. So she asked a question up here. Let me see if I can find it. She says something about authenticating her birth certificate. Let's see. think it's further up. If you can, put your question in the chat again, because I know I saw you ask it about the authentication, which is why I answered the question. All right, yeah, yep. Lexi says, yep, our receipts are the money. SM says, see, when I heard people talking about saving receipts, I never understood. Oh yeah, she said, or he, I can't tell if it's a he or she. She said she never understood why people said it was important to save their receipts. I'm telling y'all, those receipts, that's money that you're leaving on the table. Money you leaving on the table. Okay. All right. So, okay. So now we can move on to the next point, right? Because I want to stay on track. Okay. So back to this. Let me know if y'all can still see my screen share. All right. So we already established that it's a natural person in control of a legal entity, a legal person that's engaging in commerce, which is the buying and selling of goods that hold value every single day, regardless of what you do. Start saving your receipts, right? It says engaged in business. So you're engaged in business with your legal person. Listen, every single time you sign a contract, there are 3 parties in that contract. Who can tell me why there's 3 parties to every contract? Put it in the chat. Why are there 3 parties in every contract? And I'm hoping that this is going to drive this home for you. Yeah, I keep my water, stay hydrated. I'm waiting for your answers. Where your answers at? Who can tell me why there are always 3 parties to a contract? Okay, I'm gonna answer it for you. I ain't gonna. It's Friday. Look, I'm trying to have some fun today, so I'm not trying to put no pressure on y'all. All right, so over here on YouTube, it says witness, natural, the seller, and the fictitious. Okay, somebody else says for witness purposes. Someone says grantor, trustee. I forgot the third. Someone says trust. Jeremy says trust. Lexi says grantor, trustee. I forgot. Onway. I'm sorry, is that how I pronounce your name? A new beginning, because a corporation cannot do business with a natural person. Righteous Rage says, great question. F says to witness and the soul, SOUL/SOLE. And Lexi says the beneficiary. Okay, so great answers. Okay, what we got over here? Man, listen, what is y'all, what is going on with y'all today, TikTok? I don't see nobody answering the question. Y'all, I need class participation. We are in class right now. Let me see. Or do I need to scroll up? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't scroll. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, y'all. I did not scroll. I was supposed to scroll. Everything she said is so true. Follow tri-party agreement. Tri-party agreement. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm blind. Like I can't see nothing without my glasses. Okay. Why are there 3 parties to a transaction? Remember, y'all gotta go into this thinking that you are separate from your legal person, right? You're already going into the transaction with 2 people, you and the legal person. We gotta start thinking like that. Y'all follow? You're already going into the transaction with 2 people. You're going in as the agent on behalf of the legal person. You're going in as the agent on behalf of the legal person. The third party to the contract is whoever you're doing business with that day. Target, Walmart, whoever, the dealership, whoever. Y'all get what I'm saying? You're already going in with 2 people. A natural person and a legal person. That's two different people. So every transaction that you do, there's always three parties. Because there's three parties is the reason why when you sign as the agent on behalf of, without recourse. Because you've done two things when you sign that way. You have identified who you are, and you have guarded yourself against recourse. Recourse meaning someone can come after you for that, for anything related to that contract. That's what that means. That's why I was saying when you endorse stuff, you have to make sure that we are writing a qualified endorsement when we sign documents, any document. And the thing about it is that once I began to study, I realized who I am here, because you hold different hats, and you're not going to be the same person in every single transaction. You're not going to be the same person, right? But I'm not saying that you're ever going to be the legal person, but the natural person wears many hats. So the titles may change depending on what's going on, right? Right. So Lakeisha Cole says in business, you sign principal, authorized representative. Right. It's always some sort of title. We have to think of this as we're running a business. The birth certificate establishes the agency relationship between you and your legal person. That's what the birth certificate represents. That's what it represents. If you look at a copy of your birth certificate, it's in the first name, middle name, and last name, which is not your name. We already established that point, right? And it has a different birth date on there. Your date of birth is your date of birth, but the birth date is the registered date of the legal person. There's two dates on your birth certificate. Two different dates. Now, in terms of the reason why the whole purpose of this live, right? I've been going on and on and on, but I gotta get to my point. And we in Righteous Rage, we all have, because we just out here thinking that it's normal to just sign your name. Your signature is the most valuable asset, and everybody wants it. Do you realize how many times in a month or a year that you sign your signature? Just even if you start counting, it's gonna blow your mind. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna blow your mind. Your signature is a valuable commodity that everybody wants. Everybody is always asking you for your signature, because your signature is your acceptance. I showed the definition of what authenticate meant. It says to sign or with present intent to adopt or accept a record. That's the definition: to attach or to logically associate with the record an electronic sound, symbol, or process. So, right, when you look at record, it says accept as used in for record, of record, record or legal title, and record owner means information that is subscribed on a tangible medium or which is stored in an electronic or other medium and is retrievable in perceivable form. That's what the definition of record is, and this is UCC, right? So that is literally everything that you sign every day. Everything. And the thing of the matter is when you sign a document and then we be surprised because we getting sued or something is happening, we could have shut down the issue of liability in the signature. That's how important it is. When you fall on hard time, when you can't pay your bills, and we all been there, I've been there, we all been there, come on. Had you known that if you would have just signed without recourse that you couldn't have been sued, things happen, life happens, right? That's why it's important to make sure that them babies can sign their name, because they taking they're not teaching cursive no more in the school, so you got to teach it to them at home. They're trying to keep us from expressing ourselves. That's the best way that I can put it. They're trying to keep us from expressing ourselves, because only natural people can express themselves. When they're constantly pushing typing classes and computer classes and stuff like that, and they're getting the babies and everybody so used to typing that we don't like writing, you lose out on some of your remedy when you don't handwrite your letters. That's it's anyway. So we want to make sure, right? We're actually autographing. We're giving our autograph, and the autograph is worth money. Everybody's autograph is, not just the celebrities. It's not just the celebrities' autograph that's worth money. That's not it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Charlotte weather is killing me right now. So I had my windows rolled down earlier, and it was pretty and sunny outside. I'm sitting up here in the office, and I hear, you know how you can hear the raindrops on the house? I jumped up so fast, and it literally was just like a monsoon out of nowhere. Like, what is going on? So I run downstairs to go roll my windows up. Came back up to the office, working. Like 15 minutes later, it was like it never happened. I was like, oh, I cannot. That's only Charlotte weather. I'm telling you. It was like it never happened, y'all. And I keep my windows down because you know how it is when you have leather seats. The heat, depending on what type of leather you got, that heat will tear your leather up. So you got to make sure that your car got some sort of ventilation when it's real hot outside. You got to crack them windows. Especially if it got leather seats, you got to crack your windows. You definitely got to crack your windows, because you'll sit up here wondering why your leather is cracking and you ain't treated your leather with no kind of lubricant or, moisturizer or whatever. Life's issues, right? Life's issues. All right, so back to what I was saying. We're going to go back here. We're still on the Assumed Business Name Act. I am actually reading from North Carolina, because I'm in North Carolina. So like I said before, you definitely want to go ahead and look up this act for your state and see how this is applicable to you. I'm explaining in this video, this live video, on the importance of ensuring that you get your D.B.A. registered. Your D.B.A. is your doing business as. For those of you that joined late, yep, homeschool everybody, mother warriors. I thought about it some time ago too, about the typing classes. I'm telling you, listen, it's slowly, they are sort of getting us away from our natural self, because we're the natural people. It sort of kind of feel like they're trying to turn us into the very legal persons that they created. That's the best way that I can put it. That's the best way that I can put it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're slowly doing it. I'm like, no, you gotta make sure that your babies learn cursive writing. They have to learn how to express themselves. When you send your letters, they have to stand out. They have to stand out. Because a lot of the times, and I only know this because I own a credit repair company, a lot of the times, well, the credit repair companies have a database of all of the letters and stuff that are sent to them. So they already got all the templates. Like the credit repair industry is so burnt right now. It's just completely crazy, because people keep using all of these same refurbished, regurgitated letters, thinking that they're gonna get a different result. It's only gonna get you so far. It's literally only gonna get you so far. When you do a credit repair, you gotta have another way. And if y'all follow me on YouTube, that's one of the strategies that I do for my clients. So yeah. All right. Why y'all keep see y'all dirty? Y'all is so dirty. You know how y'all dirty? Y'all just letting me sit up here talk and talk. That's why y'all dirty. Y'all are really just like letting me sit up here. Yeah, y'all will literally let me go on forever. I cannot. Man, no, no, it's not. Apostille is not another word for authenticate. Natural person needs to do it. Yep. Right. So that's what we're going to get into. See, so, okay. So back to my point about the DBA, right? All right. So back to my screen share. It says, in case of an individual, any name other than the real name of the individual. Okay, right. So we already established who the natural person is. We established who the legal person is. We said that anytime you enter into a transaction, you're already taking two people with you. The business that you're doing business with is the third party to the transaction. So that's what makes it a three-party transaction. There's you, the natural person, there's your legal person, and then there's the person that you're doing business with. There's always going to be three people. Always, always, always. But they treat you like there's only two people. And that's the problem. Because we're still acting in our minor account. We haven't filed the necessary paperwork to take control of our account. We haven't filed the necessary paperwork to become the agent operating on behalf of the legal person / account. We haven't registered ourselves as the beneficial owner of the account so that we can receive the benefit. And that's why we're not getting remedy, because we haven't stepped into our proper capacity. At the age of 18, a status change is required. At the age of 18. So before your babies turn 18, I recommend taking control of their legal person. Because of everything that's going on, they're trying to control a whole lot, if you know what I mean. Too much for me to just be sitting here and not doing nothing. It's way too much. They're doing too much. They're doing too much, right? So you are literally out here as a natural person doing business under a name that is not your own, right? So we established that because we talked about the difference between the natural person and the legal person. So if y'all got this, I don't need to talk no more about this. Put fives in the chat if I don't need to talk any more about the difference between the natural person and the legal person. And we clarify how you should be signing. So mentally, we just have to adjust our mindsets. You got to shift your mindset. It's time to shift your, like, it is legit storming outside. Like, I cannot deal. Can I turn this around? I want y'all to see this. Am I able to turn this around while I'm on live? I don't even know. I can't see it. Like, I'm so hurt right now that it's storming like that because I plan on going out later. That ain't right. And it literally just did the same thing earlier. And I told y'all 15 minutes later, it was like nothing happened. All right. So anyway, the DBA. The DBA. Okay. They got fives in the chat over here. I don't see no fives over here. But I'm trying to get y'all to start rocking with me. I know y'all don't really know me like that, but you know, we're gonna be friends. Y'all gonna be my friends. I need to see some fives in the chat because I need to make sure that all of y'all are getting this. Are you getting what I'm saying? We're gonna look for this together. Let's see. Let me know if y'all can still see my screen. Philadelphia is 91 degrees. Yeah, it felt like it was 100 degrees earlier. That's why I had cracked my windows when I got back from the airport. Remember, I was pulling into the airport when I was talking to y'all earlier, because it was scorching hot outside, and you know the heat will beat you up. It just drain you. So when I got got home, I came in and got some water, but before I got out the car, I cracked my windows. Yeah, because it was hot and sunny. Next thing you know, it's pouring down rain and like in my song. That don't make no sense. It's crazy. North Carolina weather had you on the emotional roller coaster. You said 104 in Texas. Whew. Somebody was telling me that it was illegal for y'all not to have air conditioning down here. Is that true? Hmm. All right, so let me know if you all can see my screen. It says assume business names, right? Let me know if put a 6 in the chat if you all can see my screen. Don't look at this form for North Carolina. I mean, it's like storming like crazy right now. Hey, I'm looking for volunteers to be moderator for me on YouTube because I love the fact that the channel is growing. But I know at some point I'm going to need somebody to sort of work the chat for me and just moderate. Send me an email address, or you can just shoot me a message, like a DM, to let me know if anybody would be interested in moderating for me, because I know for a fact I'm going to need moderators over here very, very soon. Right? Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. All right, so we're going to look at this form. Let's look at this form. Now, it's different in each state or county, right? So I'm doing this for North Carolina because I'm in North Carolina, but I want you all to really look into this process and look and see what's required in order for you to file and assume business name in your state or your county. All right. In North Carolina, we file this document at a county level, but they actually send it to the state and the state assigns it a Secretary of State ID, right? It assigns it to Secretary of State ID. So I'm gonna fill this out for y'all. Don't tell me I never gave y'all nothing. So that you can get an idea of how to fill out the form. Because I really want y'all to go ahead and get this done. No, like legit. I want y'all to go ahead and get this done. Now, when you find your form for your area, make sure that you thoroughly read the instructions, because all of these forms are different. They do not look the same. They don't look the same. And there's different requirements surrounding your ability to register a DBA in your area. Is based on what they want you to do. Some counties require you to run an ad in the paper for 30 days. Like it's all different requirements. So you really have to just look and see what's required for your area. But before I get into this form, I need to go back to the point that I was supposed to make, that I forgot that I was supposed to make, but not remember that I was supposed to make. Part of the reason why when we're sending out these forms, we're not getting the response that we want to get. And when I say sending out these forms, when you're trying to get a dispute resolved with somebody, or if you're trying to get the money that you think is owed to you, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your process is, and I know that y'all are doing some sort of process, know what I'm trying to say, whatever route you're taking to get your remedy, the underlying issue is that all of your accounts are held in the legal name. There is no one identified as the beneficial owner of the record. That's the problem. And so they don't know who they're supposed to be dealing with. There's no natural person of record or a beneficial owner of record that has taken responsibility for the legal person. They can't release anything to you because they can't pay the legal person. The legal person is the one that holds all the obligations. The legal person is the one that's supposed to make the payment to the natural person. Are y'all getting where I'm going? But the problem is because they don't have an identified owner of record with your account, you thinking that that they're deceiving you, or that is fraud, or all of these things that we like to say. But the problem is I'm gonna go back again and just say that we're simply incompetent because we don't know how to handle our business. These companies are doing pretty much what they're supposed to be doing, outside of the fact that they don't give us the proper disclosures that they're supposed to give us when we enter into an agreement, right? But in terms of the commerce part of it, the buying and selling, they sold you, they made an offer to you, right? They made you an offer. They made you an offer. The offer was the fact that they even said that you were pre-approved or whatever it is, or even the fact that you go to their website. If you see some sort of credit offer on anybody's website, that's the offer. That's the offer. That's the offer. Your acceptance is when you fill out the application. But when we fill out the application, we filling out the application as the legal person instead of the agent on behalf of the legal person. Well, we're signing incorrectly. Because when you fill out the application, you still are putting the application in the name of the legal person, but you have to take the next step and identify yourself as the beneficial owner of that account and of the legal person. And one of the ways you do that is by filing a DBA. The DBA is a document that helps you to name yourself as the owner of your legal person. Did y'all just see that? I went out on YouTube. Y'all let me know if y'all can still see and hear me. Because it's storming outside, my power just flickered. So I need to make sure that y'all can still see and hear me over here. I know I'm good over here because this is my phone, but I'm trying to make sure that YouTube can still see me and hear me. Right, the natural has to sign for the fiction. That's what D.L. Benton says. L Junkie says we have to take ownership. Malcolm London, 34 in the chat. 34. Okay. Yep. They know, but they won't tell us. That's what I'm saying. Filing UCC want to correct this. Eventually. Yeah, eventually. Okay, he said we can hear you. All right, perfect. So like I said before, this is one of the ways that you do this is by filing a DBA. All right, and I'm gonna just show y'all how to fill this out. Let's see. Oh wait, no. This address is actually going to be the residence of your. Because remember, the residence is tied to the legal person. So the address for the legal person is going to be whatever address you listed on your contract. That's where the natural person resides, right? Y'all following? Y'all might have to, everybody on TikTok, you may have to go over to YouTube and watch the replay of this so that you can see how this is being filled out, right? Now remember, and I know I'm gonna get questions on this because I know I'm gonna get questions because like I said, every form is different and everybody else has their own requirements. North Carolina just happened to be one of those easy states. I mean, it's so easy to do stuff in North Carolina. It's ridiculous. Okay, so it says, I put the residence of your legal person. So whatever that address is that you do business with. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have a separate address for the natural person. And remember how we were talking about that passport and how you could pencil that address in? Y'all follow where I'm going? Please tell me y'all follow where I'm going. Everybody needs to have some sort of separate address. I'll just leave it at that. Right. So the mailing address, this is going to be the place of abode of your. Did I spell that right? There. I hear that thunder. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm hoping that y'all are catching the way that I'm filling this out, right? Are y'all catching this? I think that y'all can do a super chat. I think y'all, there should be there's a super chat. I think that y'all can do a super chat. That's why I was saying I need somebody to moderate for me because I have no clue of like I don't know. You should see some sort of $sign and it should say show your support. Oh, and then also you can send something here. Whichever. Right. So a post office box, Grove Boys. Right. You need to have a separate address. Separate address. Right. So North Carolina is easy. Like I said, once you check this box, you put for all counties, they're actually going to take and submit this to the Secretary of State. And a week later, you'll be able to go and search this out. And you just search it out by the name and it'll tell you if it's registered or not. We actually go, I can't believe it's thundering like that. We actually have to go and file this document in Mecklenburg County. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Y'all know I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. My people over on YouTube showing out. They showing out. They showing out. But yeah, TikTok, y'all definitely want to go over to YouTube and check out the replay so that you can see how to fill out this form. I want you to see how to fill out this form. Some places you can register it online, other places you have to do it at the county level. So it's different everywhere. So you just have to find the one for your state. It's either going to say assumed business name, fictitious name, or D.B.A. Just Google that for your state and just find the form. Because the thing of the matter is when you go to begin to send your letters out, whatever your process is, whatever you're going for, whatever you're doing, once you identify yourself as the beneficial owner and you begin to sign as the agent on behalf of, and you have to actually write it out. Like when I tell you you have to write it out, look at what I'm about to type to tell you. Okay, so you see up here where I put the real name of the person or entity engaging in business under the assumed business name is, and I specifically put, okay, so I want to lay this out for you. That's the format of the name. That's the format for the name. It says Doe John Henry. That is your surname and given name. Your surname always goes first. It always goes first because family first. You have to just think about it. Okay, family first, family first, family first. We've been conditioned to put our families last because they took our surname and they took it and converted it to a last name. They took our family name, like legit took our family name and took it and converted it to a last name. Don't y'all think that's disrespectful? I think that's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's just straight up disrespectful. I don't know how else to put it. You should be offended when somebody puts your family name last. Got you offended? Oh, I'm live on YouTube. So if you go over to YouTube, I don't know how to share my screen on TikTok. I don't even know if that is that because this is my first time going live, y'all. I'm sorry. I definitely gotta figure this thing out. I gotta figure it out because I don't even know. I may have to ask my son because he's good at that type of stuff. Just on here at a basic, I'm just like, let me go over on TikTok and see if I can engage with y'all since I'm new here. New over here. Do y'all hear that? YouTube, do y'all hear all that thunder? Do y'all hear all of that? Did you just hear that? All right, that means I need to hurry up because I don't want the power to go out. All right. All right. Okay, don't start messing up on me now. This thing. I must have hit a button. First name. Form is so like, what is it doing? First name. All right, so that's the format of the legal person's name. My keyboard is acting up. I don't know why it won't let me put spaces in between those names, but you get what I'm saying. So the name under which you're conducting business is comprised of a first name, middle name, and last name. Anytime you see a first name, middle name, and last name, they're referring to the legal person. They are not referring to you. They're referring to the legal person, right? The YouTube is Tamara T. Bush. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Right. So they are speaking to or identifying, they're identifying the legal person. Anytime that you see John Henry Doe, that is indicative of the legal person, first name, middle name, last name. Anytime that you see Doe John Henry, that is indicative of the surname and given name. That identifies the natural person. So when you fill out your DBA form, your straw man is always going to be the name under which you're conducting business because that's the name that everybody is conducting business with you under. That's who they're addressing. They're not addressing you. They're not addressing you. They're addressing the legal person. We're talking about two different people. The sooner that we can get that in here, we just gotta remember when I put the other post out and I said that I'm pulling a call out for people to unlearn, or no, what did I say? I didn't say unlearn. I said deprogram. That's what I'm speaking about because it's almost like you just really got to just forget a lot of stuff was ever taught to you and then just replace it with good information because if we keep looking at this stuff with our own understanding, we won't ever get it. We won't ever get it. We gotta deprogram and reprogram with new information. That's the only way that we're gonna really get this right. Whew. I know y'all heard that. That one was loud. That was thunder. Right. Man, listen. Okay. I need somebody to volunteer to moderate for me. We got another 30 minutes. I'm gonna go probably for another 30 minutes. I think I saw somebody raise their hand. Lakeisha, did you raise your hand? Are you still here? Where can let me see if I can mod you. Let's see. Does it oh, it does. Lakeisha, I'm making you a moderator. Help me out, would you? Please, young lady. All right, so back to the document. All right, so the assumed business name is going to be in the name of your legal person because you're conducting business every single day in the name of your legal person. That's who they're speaking to. They're not speaking to you, the natural person. And so it says, number 2, the real name of the person or entity engaging in business under the assumed business name is. So this is where the natural person comes in as the agent on behalf of the legal person. This is you, right? Okay, thank you so much, hon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is you. Every day, all day, baby. Listen, that surname, that's power. Your family name, that's power. It's time for us to put it first. Stop letting these people put your name last. Stop letting them do it. Every single time that you see that name, you should be correcting the record. Correcting the record. This is why you file the DBA. This is why you use the DBA with the passport. Because these are 2 totally different people. If you're identifying yourself as the beneficial owner of record, as the agent on behalf of, there has to be a distinct separation between you and the legal person. There has to be. That passport is vital. It's vital to this whole thing. It's vital, y'all. Work on getting your passports, right? So when the whole purpose of this, everybody was asking, what's the point of filing a DBA? What's the point of filing a DBA? So, okay, so test time, because I got one last question for y'all. Maybe not the last one, but okay. So my question is, what is my question? I just got my stamp seal today. I got first. Okay. All right. So its own business name. My question to you is, and I'm going to take it back to the question that I asked previously to now, because I need to make sure that y'all are definitely getting this. I need to make sure that y'all are getting this right. All right. So tell me exactly how you would sign your name. I want you to put it in the chat. Give me an example. How would you sign your name? Every single time that you go to contract or you sign a receipt, because receipts, that's money. How are you going to sign your name? You could use a fake name if you want to. Give me some examples in the chat of how you would sign your name. Come on, y'all. I know y'all know. I know y'all know. I just don't want to tell me that y'all know. She said, I just got my stamp seal today. I got it first, middle, and last. Should I get it changed? No, because right, there you go. Freedom in the Kingdom says last name. Right, okay, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for some more to come in. Okay. Someone says last, first, middle. Someone says Doe, John Henry Principal, authorized rep. Someone says last, first, middle. Someone says without recourse. Someone says surname, first and middle. Okay. All right, what y'all got? See, y'all bugging. What y'all doing? What's going on over here? What are y'all doing over here? I don't see any responses. Come on, y'all. I know you know. I just gave you the answer. Come on. I just gave you the answer. How many people we got on here? 12? I should see 12 responses. Come on, I'm gonna push y'all. This is listen, this is important stuff that we need to know. It's if you just knew how we're learning how important it is to make sure that when we contract, we're operating in our proper capacity, because I don't know why it's hard for us to look at a contract as things that we do every single day. Like everything you do is a contract. That's why it's important for us to know these laws, because they bank on the fact that we don't know our rights. And so they take advantage. We're like sort of kind of like in a paper war. We're in a paper war. We're at war with paper, but the problem is that we don't know how to defend ourselves. We don't know how to defend ourselves. That's the problem. So come on, y'all, tell me, how do you sign your name? Okay, sir, first, middle, without recourse. Okay, Belly, Shavandi, Denise. I understand. You're new to this. Listen, I was the same. I used to be new to this too. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, she says surname first, middle, authorized representative, all rights reserved, non-assumptive. Okay. All of y'all on YouTube who can see my screen, what do you see in number 2? Number 2 says surname, given name. Okay, so if it says surname, given name on line 2, because line 2 is identifying the real name of the person or entity engaging in business under the assumed business name. So if we already established that we're the natural person, anytime that the natural person is party to a contract, we need to be signing surname, given name, the same way that our name is going to be typed. Right? Oops. And then the rest is so you're going to sign the same way though. You get what I'm saying? Are y'all getting this? I know y'all can't see the screen, but right. So we want to endorse surname, given name, because remember, family first. Surname, given name, right? With a qualified endorsement. And actually, you're going to come back here because this is the signature. But down here, you can either do owner or agent, or as long as you identify a title. Yes, the addresses have to be different for a legal person and a natural person. You definitely want to have different addresses. Listen, what happens when you have a bad breakup with somebody? When you have a bad breakup with somebody, you're trying to separate yourself from that person because you ain't trying to be responsible for nothing that they do. Does that make sense? That's the same approach that you got to take with your legal person. You gotta separate yourself on paper to the point where they know that it's not you carrying the obligations of the legal person, because the legal person carries all the obligation, y'all. We keep accepting all this obligation. Why do we keep doing that? We keep accepting all this obligation like it's ours, and it's not. It's not our obligation. Yeah, PO box can be used for the now remember, your post office box is for the natural person, because remember, the natural person has jurisdiction in all 50 states. That means you move around. So you might have a different post. I'm just trying to prove a point, right? You move around a lot. That post office box goes with the natural person who's identified with this document. So when you begin to use the address, you're getting the address for the natural person. All your documents, if you're listing yourself, the natural person, and the legal person on any single document, they should be identified not only by the structure of the name, but also by the address. Does that make sense? And both of them are going to have different addresses. Needs to have different addresses on that document, because it has to be absolutely certain that the legal person and the natural person are two totally different people. So we have to structure our documents the right way. It's, y'all, when I tell y'all, it's a lot of stuff out there that sounds good in theory, but when you get in the trenches and you start doing this paperwork, this type of stuff that I'm talking about matters. It matters. We can't cut corners in terms of how we submit our paperwork and think that we're gonna get remedy, because they're looking at us like we're incompetent when we send in these documents, and they laughing at us because we're incompetent and we don't know what we're doing. And so when we get these BS responses back in the mail, we mad that they said something stupid that we know is not right, but because we don't know how to properly assert ourselves, we don't know how to enforce what it is that we're trying to do. And we doing it in the wrong capacity, the wrong status. And that's why they playing with us. I'm telling you, this is why they play games, because they get, this is why. This is why. This is why. I'm telling you. You're welcome, C. You said, thanks for clarifying the address. Yep, UCC 1-308. That is definitely something that you can put as a qualified endorsement after your signature. Basically, I don't know if y'all have looked this up before, but when you sign without recourse, that removes you from liability. And then you also have to set up your signature to leave it open to the fact that you may come back and rescind, because rescission is a huge part of the process too. We don't send our documents. I ain't gonna get into rescissions though. Y'all know, and y'all will, I know y'all not right. Y'all will sit up here and let me talk. Y'all will sit up here and let me talk. Okay, so back to my original point, because we only got 15 minutes left, and I'm true to my word, because my husband in the other room, like, I didn't know you was, anyway. So I'm gonna say this point, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Well, Lakeisha calls the thing of the matter about the address. She says, no one should have your address at all. Okay, so when you are doing business with these companies, yes, they should have your residence, because the legal person is a resident, right? That's a legal term. So the address where your legal person resides, they should have that address, because that's the address that you're using to do business. And that's the same address where your estate is housed, is at that address. So the address has to be connected to the legal person. You get what I'm saying? It has to be connected to the legal person. Man, Domenico, I'm telling you, he said family first just took on a whole new meaning, man. We gotta be, y'all, this is part of the problem. When I tell you, I've been on TikTok the last few weeks just looking at all these crazy stories. I mean, not saying crazy in a bad way, just saying crazy like this type of stuff should not be happening in 2022. But realistically, it is. And part of the reason is because everything that goes on in society starts in the home. Like, it literally starts in the home. So if you have families that are broken and literally putting their families last, broken families contribute to a broken community. And a broken community contributes to a broken society. And so a lot of the issues that's going on, when I tell you all of this stuff was bred from infancy. And, you know, people obviously adopt different ideas in life along the, you know, along in their journey. But I mean, unless you go through some sort of dramatic change, most people adopt their ideals early on, unless they're changed or, you know, they go to school or something like that. But part of the issue with everything that's going on is that we allow so many other people to have control over us, our bodies, our minds, everything, right? But they've already filed their documentation showing that they have interest in you. The problem is that you ain't filed your own documentation. We ain't filed our own documentation showing that we got interest in this legal person. I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's just crazy how these people is out here dogging us, and we just we lost. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. It's the little stuff that you can start doing now that's going to protect you. Just like I said, the signature, and file your DBA. I showed you how to do the form. Y'all should be able to take a screenshot of this, take a picture of it. I made it small enough where you can see it. Right, exactly. Lakeisha Cole said, did you know that the Social Security asks you for a mailing address and a physical address? Clearly, Tamara, you're onto something. Listen, okay, so I can't remember what video it was, but I pulled up the Social Security POMS manual and went through the section that speaks specifically about surname and given names. The Social Security Administration does not even recognize a middle name. You can look it up. It's called the POMS manual. P as in Paul, O, M like Mary, S like soap. Just Google POMS manual, surname, given name. And it's right in their own manual, the fact that they don't recognize a middle name. And they're describing a surname and a given name in the manual. It just further proves that there is, in fact, separation between the two. But the problem is that we don't realize that we're acting as the legal person instead of the agent on behalf of. And so because we're acting in the wrong capacity, we have taken on all of the liabilities of the legal person unknowingly. And these companies, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you because they're greedy. It's never enough for them. So they will never tell you that. Never. They won't tell you. But we still have to know the law because we're doing commerce. We gotta study. We gotta take time out to study. And we have to get back to reading. We gotta get back to reading. All right, so everybody on YouTube, I'm gonna make sure that y'all have this form. Everybody put 7 in the chat if you were able to take a screenshot of this form, because I took it and I condensed it to where you can see it. Get your passport renewed. Okay, I see 7s coming in. Put some 7s in the chat if you, well, I'm sorry, y'all can't see y'all can't see the form, but yeah, you can go over to YouTube in order to see this form. I still have it up on the screen. I didn't send a screenshot on TikTok. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me look through some of these. Yeah, I think I went. Oh, it's so little. I may order me another stand because I want to make sure I may have to just use my iPad to go live on TikTok next time so that I can see these comments. These comments are like super, super little. That's the so you're going to so My mother's 44. I think that's your name. My mother's 44. Definitely look up the assumed business name for your county. Look up what the requirements are. If you want to read up on the UCC that I covered, pull it back. I had another, no, I was in the right of decision. Let's see. I think it's over here. I had it here. Right. Okay, so business name, look it up in your area. If you want to learn about beneficial owner, you're going to go to, let me bring it over on here on the screen so that you all can see. Okay, YouTube, let me know if you can see what I just put up on the screen. This is 17 CFR 240.13D as in dog -3, determination of beneficial owner. If you can see that, put a 1 in the chat for me. Okay, so TikTok. Yeah. 17 CFR 240.13. What I'll do is I'll do a screenshot and I'll make a post of it later on tonight so that y'all can see the exact law. But it's 17 CFR 240.13D3 entitled Determination of Beneficial Owner. Can y'all see that? Okay, they said they can see it. This is what you want to study. Anything related to a beneficial owner, because it literally tells you how they're identified with your bank. It tells you what documentation you have to submit to your bank. Like, it literally gives you everything that you need. This, in addition to studying the Assumed Business Name Act of your state, reading the form, reading the instructions of the form, because like I said before, every state, every county, they're all different. They're all different. A lot of your understanding of the things that I'm going to be teaching on this channel is going to be surrounded by UCC 8, UCC 9, the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Truth in Lending, and the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act, which is all stuff that we need to know because it affects us literally every single day. So if you, I invite you all to come and study with me, because if you start reading the laws now, I say this a lot when it comes to reading these laws, because this is part of the way that I felt when I started reading the Bible. But when you read these laws, it's sort of kind of like reading the Bible, because you don't, unless you really, really know the Bible and have a really true understanding of it, you are just reading it just to get through it, just to read it, right? To try to glean any sort of understanding based on what you read. But a lot of the times with the stuff, something will happen or you'll encounter a situation and it's going to be recalled back to your remembrance, even though you don't necessarily know what you read. At that moment, when it is recalled back to your remembrance, you will also gain understanding with that information. It's like you'll have a revelation. So you'll automatically know and understand how this law applies to that situation, like right then and there. And then stuff, I'm telling you, stuff is going to start clicking all over the place. But we got to get there. And the only way we're going to get there is by starting to read, y'all. When I tell you this, like I said, I'm a nerd. This stuff is fun. This is fun to me. I wasn't always like this. I was not always like this. Man, listen, I wasn't always like this. But when you get to be my age and then had a lot of life experiences and realize when you're young, you kind of sort of feel like you immortal, you untouchable, right? So we don't think about a lot of this stuff earlier on, because we just trying to have fun. We just out here living our life. part of the problem with that is that 10, 20, 30 years down the line, we're gonna be like, dang, my life didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to turn out to. We just had to put in the work. So now it's time for us to put in the work. And I'm even talking to the young people out there too, man, y'all. It ain't gonna last forever, whatever it is. Trust and believe. It do not last forever. Let me see what y'all got over here. Thank you so much, Grove Boy. Zelma, I am working on it. Oh, so that's what I wanted to let y'all know too. So because I know y'all on a lot of y'all on YouTube have been asking me. I have a team working on my stuff. Excuse me, I promise you that the memberships are coming very, 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 very soon. Very, very, very sooner than you think. So be on the lookout for that. There's going to be 2 different levels of membership. As far as I know and how they're structuring it for me. But either way, y'all will get the information, y'all will get the notifications. Just plug in on Facebook, plug in, and I'm about to get back active on Facebook. But let me ask y'all a question. Has anybody had issues with their Instagram this week? Anybody that has an Android, don't crucify me, y'all, because I know y'all gonna come for me. I'm an Android girl. I'm an Android girl. So what's been happening? I have the Samsung S21, and every time I go to turn on Instagram, when it goes to open, it's nothing but a white screen. And so the website, the website is not pulling up for me on my phone. And I don't know why. I haven't been able to get into it all week. So if anybody knows anything, drop me a line, because I tried to go and see if anybody had blogged about it, and I can't find nothing. Okay, what is this question? Thank you to Lakeisha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed to come and spend some time with y'all. TikTok, me and YouTube, we've been rocking for a few months now. So we vibing. We be, we here. They know I needed to come and spend some time with y'all. Okay, so Butler says, for an estate, do we use the surname given name when you file? Wait, on the estate, do we use the surname given name when you file on the application, or just follow the instructions and fill out the form out in all caps for the straw man and regular case for the executrix? Okay, so this is the thing about when you fill out some of these forms online, it's automatically going to default to all caps. That's the problem. So even if you, wait, hold on. Follow the instruction from fill it out in all caps for the straw man, and right. But it's a lot of the times it's going to default to all caps. And so it would have completely defeated the purpose and you putting it as upper lowercase when you typed it in on a computer, because by the time you go to save it down, or by the time they send you some sort of confirmation that shows the name that you submitted, it's all going to show in all caps. That's a system flaw that they put in there on purpose, because they keep wanting to identify you as the legal person and you're not. So they built their systems around that concept that everybody that we're doing business with is a business. Oh my goodness, I got Metro has been having issue. I'm so sorry, I missed all of these comments. I didn't realize that there was an arrow. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll know better for next time. It's crazy because I saw the arrow there, but I never pressed it. Yep, yep. What about taking your Paramount plane into the court to legally change your name to upper lower? Oh yes, that's the ultimate strategy right there. And then one of the other things is to make sure that you get that your legal name is trademarked. Trademark is very important as well. That supports the D.B.A. but it allows you to enforce the use of the name in a different way. As far as I'm concerned, everybody, even the babies need to have their name trademarked. Oh, y'all. Now that's a jewel right there. I know y'all hear it all the time, but you may not think is important, but that trademark, gotta have that trademark. Right? All right, y'all. So definitely read up 17 CFR 240.13D-3, determination of beneficial owner. And I want you all to dig into this definition of beneficial owner. I want you all to really, really go through this and look at these definitions. One of the other ones that I had pulled up for you all, there was another one. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, so this is the one that speaks about endorsements by payees. It's 31 CFR 240.13. That is the UCC code that explains the endorsements. Let me know that y'all can see that one too. Let's see. Yep, keep your notifications on. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. Yes, I appreciate it. Oh, so back to your question, Ms. Butler. Even if you put it in upper lower, the system default is going to make it all caps. This is why the D.B.A. is important in signifying that difference, but it's going to be in the order that you list your name. Somebody has said something earlier in the chat about they listed when I asked how would you write your name, and so they had last name, then first name, then middle name spelled out. But the thing of the matter is if you don't begin to identify it as a surname given name, you're still representing yourself to be the legal person. It's in the order of how the name appears, not in the fact of its upper lower. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's in the order and how the name appears. Family first. We should all get t-shirts that say family first. That's why it's important for us to make sure that we write the surname first, which they are identifying as a last name. Because even if you fill out a form electronically and you list your name in upper lower, it's going to default it to all caps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure your notifications on. I know I'm getting there. I don't. Yeah, I know. Somebody said you need staff. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. All right, so I hope that this was beneficial. So if you don't, so I need for y'all to just let me know if you fully understand the reason why the D.B.A. is so important, in my opinion, to use as a tool to begin to assert yourself against these companies. Even when you go to file your UCCs, y'all, I'm telling y'all, you know all the pushback we get when we file our UCCs? That D.B.A. changes things because they always try to tell you that they can only record for businesses. That's what they always tell you, right? I'm telling y'all, this D.B.A. is is a game changer. A lot of the stuff you're trying to do is just gonna be easier. A lot of the stuff that is just gonna be easier. I will save the live. Yep. I will definitely save the live. Yeah, I've actually done that before. I've actually put the last name as the first name. I don't put anything in the middle name box at all. And the last name I put as the given name. So what I do is I take what they will call my first name and middle name and group together as one name. Because when you think about it, your surname is the name that you inherited before you were born. Your first name and middle name, what they call the first name and middle name, were given to you at birth. Those two names together make up your given name. That's why the Social Security Administration does not recognize a middle name, because the names that you were given at birth are the names that you were given at birth. It don't matter if you was given one name, two names, three names, they were all given names to you at birth. That's what makes them a given name. Your surname is the family name that you inherited before you were born. It was already here before you were born. But your given name altogether is one name. I hope that makes sense. Let's see, last name, first name, middle name, beneficiary. Wait, say that. Okay, last name, first name. Yeah, yeah, yep. But you got, so I would change the language, Emma, because I see how you're trying to do that, but this is how it should be. Right, and you can put a dash in there if you want to. But what I'm trying to say to you is that we have to call it what it is, so that we can begin to think what it is and act in the proper capacity. So I know you type last name, first name, middle name. Okay, so I type surname, given name, because that's how I want to describe it. I want to describe the thing for what it is. It's a surname, given name. So I feel like once we change the terminology, it'll help us to sort of embody what we have to look at ourselves as being, as a natural person instead of a legal person. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? I'm going this to set me and my kids straight. Yep. Thank you for sharing. Yes, you're welcome. I have Android and we had issues with Instagram. What kind of issues did you have? Because like I said before, my when I pull up Instagram on my phone, it's just a blank white screen. There's no little buttons to choose anything. It's just like a blank screen. It won't even come on. I'm logged into it on my iPad, but I don't want to be walking around with my iPad all the time. I just want to do it through my phone. Mine is a blank screen. Me too. I've had no pictures with my Samsung Metro, been having issues. What about taking your Paramount into the court legally? Yep, I answered that one. That's definitely a boss move right there. Yep. Oh, so it was 31 CFR 240.13. And the other one was 17 CFR 240.13 D as in dog -3. Can someone put that in the chat for me? The second one was 17 CFR 240.13 D as in dog -3. I hope y'all are getting this. Determination of beneficial owner. That's the second one. And the other one, like I said before, is 31 CFR 240.13 endorsements by payees. And then also look up the assumed business name for your state. Right? How y'all doing over here? With the estate, Butler says, with the estate, it will not allow for you to have the same social for the executor and straw man. Any suggestions for the executor's social security number if it is in the name of the straw man? So you're talking about filing an estate, filing for an estate number with the IRS for a dead person? Because that's the only other estate that I know of outside of the estate that's housed in your birth certificate. And that one, You have to take control. One of the ways that you take control of that is by way of a trust. And so any EIN number that I would have, okay, so let me just say this. The one of the two EIN numbers that I will have in control to control the legal person is either some sort of foreign trust EIN or a sole proprietorship EIN. Because the DBA is the same as a sole proprietorship. At least I know it is here in North Carolina. It's the same as a sole proprietorship. So that's another way that you can actually separate yourself as the agent on behalf of the organization or the entity is by way of the sole proprietorship. When you file your DBA and you establish that agency relationship, and that you're the beneficial owner or owner of the account or agent on behalf of whatever it is that you call yourself, that's when you begin to put these companies on notice, right? And so your documentation has to be in order just the same way as in order with any other business that you run. You have to submit your paperwork with your letters to continue to establish who you are. Paperwork is supposed to speak for you. Your paperwork is supposed to speak for you. Yep. Okay, great. 31 CFR 240. I don't see the other one in there. Yep, you can write beneficiary in the signature. Thank you so much for putting that in the chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of stuff together, y'all. I just came off of my most recent book launch. So it's just been so much going on, y'all. And then I have my niece was with me for 30 days. Oof, child. Y'all, she's 10 years old. She was running. When I tell you she ran me, and then I had my little cousin here who's 9, because when I told my niece that she could come, she was like, "Oh my God, can Paige come?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, okay," because they would keep each other occupied, but all they did was argue the whole time. I'm like, "You asked for her to be here. What is your problem?" I was so irritated. I'm like, "Girl," I'm like, "if y'all don't stop this arguing." It was doing too much that last week. I'm like, oof, Lord, just let me get past the 4th of July, please, 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 please. Anyway, yeah, it was a joy. It was a joy. It was definitely a joy. All right, what y'all got going on over here? Yes, the state get a 98 number. We'll cover rescission on a different video, SM, because that is that's a whole nother 2 hours, the rescission. It literally is like a whole nother 2 hours. Irrevocable trust. What would be considered putting a company on notice? This is by way of your documentation. Remember when I was saying, did I say this on this video? I think I posted it that writing is a form of expression. So number one, you express yourself by writing in your own signature to express the fact that you know whatever it is, the offense that they committed against you. I don't know what you're going after, but whatever it is that you're going after, you have to know exactly how they harmed you, because you have to have a claim upon which relief can be granted. You have to be able to state your claim, and you have to be able to identify yourself in that claim, right? I hope that makes sense. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and light to all of you. Peace and love to all of y'all for joining tonight's live. I was nervous going live on TikTok because, man, whoo, y'all be rough, boy. Y'all be rough. It be rough on here. I'll be seeing some stuff. And I just didn't know how y'all were gonna receive me, but I definitely appreciate y'all joining me tonight. There's gonna be another. I'm gonna try to get consistent with this. At least once a week, or it might be even more depending on what's going on, to make sure that I'm active. But I know for my YouTubers, I definitely got to get on the schedule. I got to get on the schedule, and I will. I'm gonna do better. Y'all know I love y'all. Nebraska, there is no DBA form. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The trade name, that's another description of what they call the DBA. Yes, trade name. So you have fictitious name, DBA, assumed name, trade name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be one of the four. And I might even be leaving one out. So let's see. Notice principal is notice the agent. Notice the agent is notice the principal. Lakeisha Cole, thank you so much for posting that, because check this out. Do we even know what this means? Has anyone ever looked up what that means? And what she posted, okay, for y'all over here on TikTok, she said, notice principal is notice the agent. Notice the agent is notice the principal. Do we know what that means? What does it mean? Put it in the chat if you know what that means. I want to see if y'all know what that means. Put it in the chat for me. And you've seen this on documents before, because a lot of the templates floating around the conscious community shows that on the document. So y'all know, you've seen that before, where it say notice principal, notice the principal is notice the agent is notice the principal. You've seen that a million times. But did you ever look it up to see what it meant? Did you ever look it up to see what it meant? So let me just break this down, and then I'm gonna go for real. Let me break this down, and then I'm gonna go for real, for real. This statement right here, doesn't let me type in TikTok. I don't see it where it is. I'm gonna have to learn this one over here. All right, so let me just copy this, and then I'm gonna put this in the chat, because I need this to stand up, right? Okay. Notice the principal is notice the agent. Notice the agent is notice the principal. Okay. So who's the principal and who's the agent? Somebody tell me, who is the principal and who's the agent in this statement? Or who's the principal? Can you tell me who the principal is? Somebody says conveying to others in corporation, government, employee, workers, etc. Who's the principal? When they say notice the principal is notice the agent, who is the principal and who is the agent in that statement? Okay, so someone says we are the principal, someone else says the agent, someone says you are the principal, someone says the agent. Agent is personnel of corporation, someone says. I'm missing something. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm up to the top with these comments. All right. Okay, someone said the agent, someone said agent is personnel of corporation, someone said is the agent, and someone said officers and business. Okay. All right, so the principal is going to be the legal entity, right? So remember earlier when I was talking about how you are the natural person in control of a legal person, a taxpayer, a resident, okay? You're the agent on behalf of. The principal is always going to be the corporation, fiction, the business, whoever you're doing business with. So what you're saying is that when you mail a document to a creditor, right, and you put a creditor, lender, whoever, and you put notice the agent is notice the principal is notice the agent. Basically what you're stating is that whatever agent working inside of that principal place of business, that corporation, that head office, whoever you sent that letter to, whoever receives that correspondence on behalf of the principal business, puts them on notice, and also puts the agent who received that piece of mail on notice as well. So that in itself is important to know, because it just further solidifies the point in your brain that you are not your legal person. Just like the person working at McDonald's is not McDonald's. They're a natural person working on behalf of McDonald's, right? The clerk behind the window is the natural person working on behalf of the Department of Motor Vehicles. But depending on the situation, the agent can unknowingly take on the responsibility of the principal without knowing. For instance, if you go down to the Register of Deeds and you try to get something recorded and the agent at the counter refuses you and tries to make a legal determination over the documents that you're trying to get recorded, she just harmed you. Even though she's the agent on behalf of the county, she's still responsible individually for breaking the law because she did the act. But basically, when you put notice to agents, notice to principal is notice to agent on any documentation. That's basically what you're saying. Once I put you on notice, I put the entity on notice and I put the agent on notice. So it doesn't matter who in this organization reads this letter, everybody's on notice. That's basically what that means. So that tells you that there's an agent and there's a principal. And I'm telling you, with some of these processes, sometimes you have to go after the agent. That's the jewel. The agent. We got to start talking to the agents. Y'all get what I'm saying? We got to start talking to the agents. Who are the agents of all these corporations? Do y'all get what I'm saying? I need y'all to understand this, what I'm saying. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to shut it down. Yep. Mother of Warriors, you got it. You definitely got it. Yeah, I got it. All right, y'all. It's been fun. I hope this was beneficial. I hope it was beneficial. Like I said, we got some work to do, and I'm not here to play. So y'all work with me, bear with me, because a lot of the times when I do these videos, I just try to be straightforward and to the point, because it's time to stop playing around and start, doing what we got to do to get this work done. We got work to do, and we cannot afford to be slacking. It's a lot of things coming up pipe that we ain't gonna be expecting, and we have got to be in our proper status to be able to deal with a lot of this stuff. Our babies got to be in our proper status. Yeah, seriously. Yep. TikTok. Thank you so much for joining. If you don't follow me on any of the other platforms, I'm Tamara T. Bush everywhere. TAMRA TBUSH. I consider myself a consumer law and business credit coach. So all things in those two categories, I got you covered. I also talk about trust on this channel because, yeah, we got to get that together too. Everybody, woo. That's like a whole seminar on trust, I'm telling you. But I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Y'all is litty over here. No, why ain't nobody tell me TikTok was so lit? Nobody told me. Nobody told me. Y'all is lit for real over here on this app. This is fun. This is fun. But anyway, y'all, deuces. I will see y'all on the next video. Okay, so now how y'all gotta tell me how I end it. I don't see no controls. There's more. Is that it right there? Yes. Okay, I had to end that one real quick. I know y'all like, what is she doing? All right, y'all, we're about to wrap up. I wanted to wrap up the TikTok first. I appreciate you too. Thank y'all so much for spending this time with me. We was on here 2.5 hours. That's the longest live that I've done since I got on this channel. I'm super excited, y'all. This is where it's at. We about to get this work done. I'm telling you, it's time to get the work done. It's time to get it done. Y'all go out and get y'all DBAs done. Please get y'all DBAs done. Yep, y'all got it covered. See, y'all been rocking with me, so y'all know I'm gonna try to make it plain. I'm gonna try to make it plain. So yeah, so I'll get better at putting up some notifications to let y'all know when I'm going live, because I want to make sure that y'all are getting notified. I know a few people said they was having an issue. I will definitely drop the resources down in the description of this video once the video renders, so that y'all can have laws that we spoke about. I'm gonna put the links in the description box. Yep. So, but yeah, y'all, it was fun. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless and good night.